So today we're going to be working on video 2 of the Unit 9 notes, and we're going to focus on the periodic table of elements, whereas in video 1 we worked on just what the atom is itself. Democritus is the person that gave the atom its name, and it has those 3 subatomic particles of the proton, the neutron, and the electron. Protons and neutrons are in the nucleus, and electrons are outside of it in the electron orbital. So today we're going to figure out how do we determine the protons, neutrons, and electrons for each of these elements on the periodic table. So every periodic table, including the one that you have, you need to have that out with you for these notes, some highlighters and something to write with, has a legend or a key, and that has some valuable information that we want to note. You have the atomic number, and for our element that our key is over, that is gold, and that atomic number is 79. And that is the number of protons. That is the identity of the atom. That's like its social security number. Any atom that has 79 protons has to be an atom of gold. If we're talking about, for example, helium right here with an atomic number of 2, then that means that helium has 2 protons. Fluorine with an atomic number of 9, that means that fluorine has 9 protons. That is the identity of that atom. Au is the element's symbol. The symbol is always written with a capital letter first, and then if there is a second letter, it is lowercase. And that's just an abbreviated way to write the element, and we use it when we write chemical formulas. Then, of course, the element's name is just the everyday thing that we call it. And last, we have this longer decimal number. That is called the average atomic mass. That has to do with the isotopes of the atom, and you'll learn more about that in high school. Average atomic mass is the long decimal number, so average atomic mass is the long decimal word. And then when we round it, we're going to get the atomic mass, so 196.97 rounds to 197, and that will give you the number of protons plus neutrons in the atom, the number of protons and neutrons in the atom. So that means that the element gold has 197 protons and neutrons added together, located where in the atom? Where would the protons and the neutrons be in the atom? If you said nucleus, then you are correct. All right, so the chemical symbol, or the element symbol, is a code normally composed of 1 or 2 letters that is used to represent the element. The first letter is capital. We love creativity, but you cannot be creative when it comes to writing chemical symbols, because you could really mess something up. For example, if you wrote CO to a chemist, that is carbon and that is oxygen. Capital C and capital O is carbon and oxygen, and together they make carbon monoxide, a chemical compound that is a deadly gas. But if you write CO, a capital C and a lowercase o, well, now you have the element number 27 on your periodic table. Who is that? Capital C, lowercase o on your periodic table is a beautiful blue solid called cobalt. So it's very important in chemistry that you write it the way it is supposed to be written. Otherwise, you go from a beautiful blue crystal to an odorless, poisonous, deadly gas. There's a big difference in simply writing a lowercase o and a capital O. It's that big of a deal. All right, so we're going to do some exercises to help you get more comfortable with your periodic table. When you first start using it, it's hard to find elements in it, but the more we use it, the more comfortable you'll be at finding them and the faster you'll be. So you're going to practice writing the elements symbol when you find these elements. So first, we have Iridium. So use your periodic table that you've been given and find the element Iridium and write its symbol. It's going to take a minute. Look on your periodic table. Look down at row number 6 and column number 9 for Iridium. Okay? The symbol for Iridium, have you found it, is a capital I and a lowercase r. All right, our next one is xenon. Xenon. Look for xenon on your periodic table. It's in column number 18 and row number 5. Capital X, lowercase e. Okay, our next one is the element uranium. It is a radioactive element. It's number 92 on your periodic table. So you have to go to the very bottom. Do you see uranium? It is a capital U. Now, in this next exercise, you are given the symbol and you have to find the element. So pause the video and complete the next piece and then check back with me. All right, so our next one, we have the symbol W. This one's one of my favorites. W is a really cool element on the periodic table. It's number 74, and it is tungsten. Make sure you spell it correctly. All right, next we have strontium, SR, number 38, SR. It's in column 2. Make sure that you spell it correctly. And last, we have capital N and lowercase o, not to be confused with capital N and capital O, which would be oxygen. Remember, it's a big deal if we write these capital or lowercase. So capital N and lowercase o. Find it on your periodic table. Do you see it? Right down here, number 102. It is Beryllium. Okay, so that's just a little practice in finding the correct name and symbol. All right, so next in our notes, we're going to talk about the atomic number. And that is the number of protons in the nucleus of an atom. It is unique for each element. And remember that up here, the atomic number is right above the element symbol. There are 118 elements on the periodic table. This is how the periodic table is arranged. That's really important. So we're going to complete this next chart. Pause the video, and you're going to complete this next chart filling out the atomic number. All right, so when I look on my periodic table, sodium is in this group 1, the column 1, and it's in this row 3. And sodium, the symbol is Na, so I'm going to fill that in right here, capital N, lowercase a. The atomic number for sodium is 11. And that means that sodium has how many protons? 11 protons. It's that simple. All right, next I have chlorine. Chlorine is over here on my periodic table. It's in column 17, and it's in row 3. So chlorine has the symbol capital C, lowercase l, and chlorine's atomic number is 17. So that means that chlorine has 17 protons. That is the identity of chlorine. There are 17 protons in the nucleus. Next on my chart, I have the symbol O. Find O on your periodic table. O stands for oxygen, right up here in column 16, oxygen. And what is the atomic number for oxygen? If I forget, I can refer back to my key, and the atomic number for oxygen is 8. That means that oxygen has 8 protons in its nucleus. Next, next, I don't know who the element is. I just know that there are 2 for an atomic number. So when I look at my periodic table, who on the periodic table has an atomic number of 2? Well, there's only one person with that identity, and it belongs to the element He. And who is He? That is helium. So that means that helium has an atomic number of 2, which means that helium has 2 protons in its nucleus. So in a neutral atom, no overall charge. That's what neutral means. There's no overall charge. The number of protons equals the number of electrons. So the number of P plus equals the number of E negatives. They have to equal one another for the atom to be neutral or have no overall charge. So that means that sodium has 11 electrons because sodium has 11 protons. That means that chlorine has 17 electrons because chlorine has 17 protons. That means oxygen has 8 electrons because oxygen has 8 protons. And all of this is for a neutral atom. Okay, we're almost done. Go ahead and flip your page over when you have that. All right, so when we get to the back, we have this last little piece over atomic mass to figure out, and that's going to be the mass of the atom. And an atom is equal, the atomic mass of an atom is equal to the number of protons plus the number of neutrons. So atomic mass, this is sort of the code for that, is equal to the number of P plus the number of N naught. So I've gone ahead and completed a little bit of this chart, and then we're going to fill the rest of it out together using our periodic table. So atomic mass is going to be the average atomic mass rounded. We have to get that decimal number off our periodic table, and we have to round it. So that says average atomic mass rounded. Number of protons is my atomic number, and that's going to be the same as my protons. So whatever I write in this column, I'm also going to write in that column. So I'm going to put a blue star above both of those because they're going to be the same number. And then neutrons are a nuisance because I have to subtract. So let's do beryllium together. Beryllium is number 4 right here on our periodic table. So beryllium has an atomic mass of 9 when I round it. The atomic number is 4, and 9 minus 4 is 5, and 4 protons and 4 electrons. Potassium is K on the periodic table. Potassium has an atomic mass of 39 when I round. The atomic number is 19. 39 minus 19 is 20, and 19 here and 19 there. Sulfur is 32.